If you're joining us on Facebook right now, you see some of the videos on Facebook. Hundreds of people in queues looking for vehicles. Yesterday, the communications minister, he had cause to speak on this when he was asked at the Government Accountability Series. The transport minister has also spoken about this situation. Let's take a listen to the transport minister on his engagement or what his plans are to solve this transportation crisis we're having currently in the country. I don't know whether it is only Accra that it is happening. And then after we listen to the transportation minister, we'll take a listen to Felix Kwachiofosu when he was responding to questions on this subject yesterday. But first is the transport minister.
It was initial arrangements just to cater for the festive periods, which we did, and it was very helpful. But we realized that when they were withdrawn, it created some challenges. So I re-engaged the MD of Metro Mass Transit Limited and then the Intercity STC coaches, and they have reintroduced some few of them. We are looking at the daily basis movement and seeing if we need to add more, then we'll add more. Again, we are also at the verge of seeing how we can get the private sector to bring in more of the buses and other vehicles to be able to help when it gets to peak hours in the mornings and in the evenings. But we have called back. When we withdrew the services, we saw the tension it created, and we have called back some of the buses to start again making their movements. We are studying the ground to see whether they will need more or we will have to continue with the skeletal or the small number that we have operating for now.
And with the transport minister barely 30 minutes ago. First of all, what has happened is that there are some transport operators who are engaging in rent-seeking behavior. Because ordinarily, transportation is a largely private sector-driven activity in Ghana. We have these transport unions, GPRTU and what have you, who organize transport systems that convey the generality of our people. For some reason, after the persistent reduction in fuel prices, which led the transport organizations to announce a 15% reduction in transport fares, there are some operators within the system who thought that they could engage in rent-seeking behavior by creating artificial shortages. We all know that during the festive season, there's an upsurge in passenger numbers. Understandable, because people want to get items from the business district or other notable trading spots for the festivities, and so there was an upsurge. After the festivities, I think that the vehicles were withdrawn. And we note that the rent-seeking behavior still persists. So the minister informs that he has asked the STC to put back the vehicles on the road. In addition to that, there are quite a number of Metro Mass buses that had broken down. So he has ordered their expedited servicing to ensure that in a matter of days, they are back on the road. But they will operate outside of their normal routes and schedules in order to take care of the present congestion that is going on.
This is a yard that is housing a lot of buses. Most of them are the Ayalolo buses that were procured years ago, but they are still parked here. Most of them are rusting away, indeed, and you realize that some do not even have the tires fixed. And so they are just almost stationary here and not being used. This is the yard when you get to the Achimota new station, and that is the situation here. Many of the buses are here parked but rusting away, no ties. Some are entirely grounded. They are entirely grounded. And when you look into your shot, there are some VIP buses as well that are on the ground, almost falling apart. That is the situation here when you get to the Achimota news station. TV3, we have gotten this exclusive access. We are not being allowed to go inside to film, the exact defects of these buses. But you see that bus, for instance, that particular one with the front part broken, you see a lot of the buses, and when you enter, there are some that do not even have seats. These are buses.
The Honorable Joseph Bukari Nikpe, the Minister of Transport. And then we heard from Felix Kwachiufosu. And a few excerpts of a report from my colleague Christian Yali. Dr. Thomas Anaba is still here with me. Doc, thank you for staying. You were a member of Parliament, and at the moment as we're speaking, you're in Accra. And I'm sure you've seen the level of traffic, the number of people on the streets of the capital looking for vehicles to go to work, especially when they're closed from work, and all of that. What do you make of this situation? What is happening?
Yeah, I started observing this even in December. 2 o'clock, you go to Akwaje Inter-Exchange and it's choked. You can't even cross to go to airport. You can't go to Osu, and you can also go to Accra. And I asked myself, what is the main problem? If you look at Accra and other cities, the spatial arrangement of Accra and the population we have is not in consonance. The city has very few exits. The roads are very narrow. And one big problem I see is that instead of us using buses like other countries, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Malaysia, I've been to Kenya, I've been to Malta, and I've seen that they rather use buses instead of these vans that we use. Because one bus can convey about 5 to 10 passengers from an oven.
But Doc, if we're using buses, we don't even have lanes for them, dedicated lanes for them. They'll join us. They'll join the...
We have the same streets in those countries. Malta said the streets are even narrower than Ghana.
What are they doing different?
But because they use buses. If you even use a taxi, you pay a high premium. Singapore is the same. You want to use a taxi, you pay a high premium. And when you are entering into some areas, they've coded the country. They've put some imaginary lines that when a taxi is moving from one place to the other and passes a very dense area, you pay a higher premium for entering there. So your taxi fare goes up.
Okay.
So it's like if you are in Accra and you are roaming around, let's say Teshi, the taxi fare there is cheaper per kilometer. But if you are entering Accra Business City, the taxi fare goes up. So because of the congestion, is to prevent people from using the taxis to go in, using the small cars to go in, but rather to jump into the buses which are cheaper.
So, but where are the buses, Doc?
You see, we have to sit down and strategize. I always say every country needs leaders who plan for the future. I think the bus rapid lane was created under under NDC in 2014, 2015. You remember Ayalolo buses? NPP government came and ravished it. There were lanes that were created.
Yes, we see
to
them
give
now.
Priority for those buses to move. If we encourage private business people who have these trotros to come together and form cooperatives and buy big buses to run the streets, there wouldn't be congestion.
There are a number of buses we have. You mentioned that.
They are spoiled.
Let's fix them.
No, it's government. You see, it was handled by another government. A new government has come and has seen a lot of debt, and now they can't even find money to repair what is there. What are we to do? Work to get money, resuscitate the company, and repair the buses. The buses are broken down. Somebody took it, worked, did not invest the money well, whatever he did with the money. Now the buses are spoiled. Definitely, if I'm a bus owner and I buy a bus and I'm running and there's money coming in, every day I'll keep some money down for repairs. But you know, government-owned run businesses.
It's a social intervention.
It's a social intervention and people take advantage of it. People even enter, they don't want to pay, parts are being sold. It's something that we all know. So I think that there must be a deliberate policy as to how to get the private sector move, especially in the big cities, move away from procuring trotros to procuring big buses, and they give them incentives. That way we'll decongest the streets.
But the concern of many, and I'm reading this comment from Daniel Aduafar, he says, so what are all these buses doing over there? Can they be repaired to commute people? Abba. So we have these buses there, Doc. Let's fix them and then use them.
You need money to fix them, please. We don't just go and fix. If the agency coffers are dried, like you said, the coffers are dried up.
They are dried because they were not properly managed.
They were not properly managed. Now they are trying to resuscitate them, just like Tor was dried, and now Tor is picking up.
Should we start thinking about privatization of these, agencies?
Yeah, I think yes. Private companies can link up with government because they are doing it with the VIP buses traveling inter cities. Private companies are doing it very well. Government can also liaise up with the private sector to buy some of the Ayolalo buses. It's private owned. They have their own conductors. They use the same terminals, and they pay a fee for using the terminal. And I think with that, it can help. To me, transportation there, we can't put it only in the hands of government to run.
Okay.
The private can even run it. To me, can run it better. Government needs to have some to supplement, but to me, it should be left onto the private to have more space to be running. Buses should not even have a terminal to stop, because abroad the buses don't have a terminal like this to stop. They only go to park for maintenance, and then the rest. They are always on the move. They have a time they have to reach every bus station and continue. So you don't even need space like a bus stop like we have in Tema for it to be standing there. You don't need a Tema bus station. If we have a real bus system, a public transport system in the country, in the big cities, you don't need a bus station. You only need a maintenance station for them to go and serve. They get up in the morning, they are moving.
But if we privatize them too, then wouldn't it lose the thinking behind it, like the form of social intervention initiative we're trying to implement? If we privatize them, these private companies, they will look for profit.
No. You see, I was in Italy before, and I use buses throughout. You just buy a ticket for a month, and any bus you jump in, you slot the ticket in and go. Just buy the ticket for a month. You can enter any bus. It records that you have entered the bus, and the buses are just moving. You see, and most of them are not for the Italian government. They are for private, but they register them under the public transport system. They like the metro transport system. Like Accra Metro organizes private people to buy buses and give them the license to run, and you have a ticketing system that you can recover the money and distribute to all of them who are running the service. And I tell you, they will create space. Look, fuel, you spend less fuel in running those buses because the streets may be a little bit emptier than they are now. So you spend little running the buses, and you make more money because you'll be conveying more people. You spend less time getting to your destinations. So I think there's a need for a strategic plan to be taken by the ministry and the private sector to come out with a policy that private people can join the metro mass system like they've joined the intercity transport system to transport people within the city. Give some company, you are between Teshi to Accra, that is your route. License some group of people, companies that will come together and form a consortium to take that route, and you have your buses running. So all these trotros are amalgamated into big buses. And definitely you have the street freed. And also put in the system that I was telling you is in Singapore and other countries. Private cars, if you are entering now, they are coming to even to use electronic, whatever, chip embedded number plates. If you are entering the business area, you are fine to pay some money to the government. In UK, there are number plates that do not enter London in some days to reduce congestion. All those things are there, and I think the transport minister knows of this. The people in the transport sector know of this. It's just that Ghana is difficult to implement good things, especially when it has to do with government and private. Government things are not really handled very well. Sometimes they are not handled very well. Some people run down government businesses and then the rest just because of their own benefit. And they are not very prudent because they think the business is not theirs. Or they abuse the services for other things other than what they are really meant for. Other than that, why should all these buses spoil and be packed? The money that you accrued from their services, they delivered, what have you done with it?
What insurance do we all even do on these buses when they come? What forms of insurance so that the state will not then be the ones to pay for the repairs.
You see, it is that, you see, the contract that we sign with MDs of this type of agencies are not, to me, are not optimum. You should sign some performance contracts. That at the end of the year, I want to see this. If at the end of the year we consult, we do the analysis and see you are not performing, you do away with them. Look, I went to Malta and they have what we call the Malta Financial Institute. That helps the government to appoint people into all government agencies. And the head of that institution is a member of the current government. But the moment they appoint you into that position, you cease to play politics with that institution. And if they are appointing you to go ahead any public institution or agency, you are going there apolitical. And they monitor you. The government can propose somebody and the same financial institution of Malta would say he's not fit for the position. That cannot be done in our country. We need such institutions like the National Planning Development Agency, SIGA, and then the rest, to be doing such vetting of people and giving them performance contract like this government has started. They give you a contract, like the ministers, you give them contract, this is your appointment, and this is what you're supposed to deliver.
Like the ambassadors
Like
too.
the ambassador, this is what you are supposed to deliver. The agencies like TOR and then the rest, you appoint people into them and say, this is what you are supposed to deliver.
But will you give them what they need to deliver on what they need to deliver?
I think they are delivering. I don't know delivering. Cocoa Board is improving. TOR is improving. Agencies that were running at losses, NIB was run at a loss, they have improved. Most of the agencies, most of the government-owned institutions, enterprises are performing better because they've been given performance contract. So if this gentleman who ran this Ayalolo buses down was given a performance contract under the previous government, and after a year they see that the company is losing buses, and they cannot get the money to run them, they would have moved him. They would have called his attention. Just like ECG. They are losing money all the time. They are producing power, and a lot is getting lost on the way.
50%.
50% lost on the way, and we have to pay for something we have not consumed. You pay for a Coca-Cola that you have not drank. You pay for power that you have not consumed. So we need to get performance contracts signed between the MDs. And he also stand on his feet and insist that this must be done to make sure the work goes well. That is what we want. So to me, the problem we have in Accra have multiple issues, multiple factors evolving around it. The spatial arrangement of Accra is a problem. The type of vehicles we use for our transport system is a problem. And in the government sector, those who manage the public transport system didn't manage it well. And this is what we are seeing today. Our roads are not good. You spend, instead of spending 1 hour to get to Achimota, from Achimota to Nsawam, you spend 3 hours. Definitely, the bus will be going slow. It could have gone 2 times. But because the road is congested and it's not good, it'll take more hours. So I think it's not a simple problem. It's a multifaceted problem that we have to tackle.
Free FM Sunrise. Free FM Sunrise.
But Anaba, we would have to go in the next couple of minutes. But tell us, how are the people of Garu doing? What's up in Garu? What's happening?
Oh, Garu is okay. You know, Garu is a rural district. Our challenges are several. We are working hard. At least government has started pushing money into the district assemblies directly. Quite different from what was happening in the previous government. So a lot of projects are now ongoing. We are building some cheap compounds, as I said from the beginning. We are building some schools. We are digging boreholes for the community, rural folks to get good water to drink. We are working hard to stabilize the electricity situation in Garu because it was always going on and off, but at least some work has been done now. It's far better, it's stable, and then we are trying to extend more electricity to other places. The real cry of the good people of Garu is being handled by the road minister. to ensure that at least the main town roads get some asphalt on it, because the asphalt was taken away in 2023 by the previous government, promising to put some asphalt on it. The bitumen rather was taken off, and they promised to put another good layer on it. Up till now, it has not been done. We're working very hard to get it done.
Is your constituency included in the big push agenda?
My constituency, Garo, is not under the big push.
Okay.
Yes, Garo is not under the big push for this year, right? Right. But that of from Bolga to Pulumakum, which is a main international corridor route, is included into it. Yes. The good news is that at least some resources is being devoted for the Kosak area, which includes Garo, to help catch up with development due to the conflict in Boku. And the good thing is that the majority leader, who is a member of that committee, has made us to understand that part of that resources will be used to improve the road network between the 6 constituencies in the Kosak traditional area.
Parliament is on recess now.
Yeah.
When are you resuming?
Actually, I don't know when we are resuming, but I hope that it wouldn't be that long. If it would, perhaps early February. I think the NPP people have their primaries and all that. I think if we start now, perhaps it may chop into their campaign activities.
Okay.
So I don't know what
maybe
speaker.
Somewhere
we are waiting for
February,
speaker to decide. So we are taking time to go around to at least solicit for support for development projects for our area. That is why we are going around now doing, and also to participate in issues like this, contribute our little knowledge to discussions on national issues, like you have invited me, and let me thank you for that.
Doc, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you so much for spending your morning with us. But when Parliament resumes, any particular bills you're interested in? Anything we should expect from you in Parliament when it
Parliament,
resumes?
we are expecting the primary healthcare bill that should come for us to have a look at it, because we want to strengthen the primary healthcare system so that at least much of our disease burden can be handled over there and reduce the cost of running the health system in the country. So these are some of the things that I'm expecting. I also think that the LGBTQ bill, the proper family something bill, taken by
bill.
will be taken at least for us to let the news lie low, because it's too much. So every day people are talking of it from the other side. Why is president not bringing it and the rest?
The president says when people finish, he will sign it.
He will sign it.
Do your part.
When they lay it, it has been brought to Parliament. I think it's with the committee. They'll look at it, and then when we go, we'll have a look at it and pass
Abdul Baki Haruna, he says you are his member of Parliament, and he's telling you good morning. Abdul, I've delivered your message. He's watching us on Facebook. But that's our package for you this morning. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. There's still a lot to talk about.
Sunrise.
But we'll meet you again same time tomorrow morning. We'll be talking about national issues. This is an agenda of the Media General family, the state of public transport in Ghana. So for the next couple of days, for the next couple of weeks, we'll be staying on this. We'll be getting all the experts, all the industry players, all the stakeholders to help us solve this once and for all. Get a proper solution to this challenge. My name is Noble Crosbyan and Frederick Kunzo Tiani. DJ Abiam. Before we go, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to one person. This one says, happy birthday to my amazing twin queens, Miss Lily and Lillian Agbenyiga. Wishing you double the fun, double the love, and endless blessing on your special day from your sister, Adodo Agbenyiga, and children. Happy 40th birthday to Ernest Simon Ashi, a.k.a. Chairman. Happy birthday to you, Chairman. From your friends and family. My name is Noble Crosbyan, and thank you so much. We'll see you again tomorrow morning. And Dr. Naba, thank you.
Thank you too.